A volunteer dressed as a colonial man in a green outfit with a brown hat.
Name.
Scott Turner,
What are you doing?
and I am using a shaving horse, which this bench is what the bench is called, and it's got a clamp on it. And I am making a wooden spoon that started off like a piece of firewood like this, and so far I'm down to this right here,
Awesome.
and a bunch of mulch. So the shaving horse is my clamp, and it holds my work for me. So I have hand tools that are the same style hand tools that were used in the 18th century, like a gouge, like this one right here. So that's what I use to gouge out the spoon bowl, to hollow it out. And metal utensils in the 18th century were a luxury. So a lot of people had wood or horn, like a cow's horn, kind of boiled till it was soft and then shaped into whatever form you wanted it to have. So wooden utensils are very common because wood is very common. With simple tools, you can solve a whole lot of 18th century problems. With simple tools, and again, that clamp is probably the best tool I have. That way, my hands always stay behind the blade. Because if they stay in front of the blade, that's how you get hurt. This is a piece of black walnut, which is a great wood for this.
Is that a hardwood? Mm-hmm. The really hardwood? Or?
Not as hard as maple and cherry.
Okay.
It's a little softer than that, but it is a hardwood because it has leaves and not needles.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a beautiful wood. It's very useful. You know, some parts of the South it's very common. And so they used what they had at hand with simple hand tools and solved problems and made tables and barrels and all kinds of things out of wood, which is a great material and very abundant and renewable. Made their homes out of it. Utensils, beds, everything, and you could make pretty much just about anything other than a log cabin right here on this shaving horse. Just about anything. Chair legs, and it would just be a longer piece of wood, and you'd use a draw knife, which is my best tool. So let's get that out. Most of my wood is removed with a draw knife, which is what this is. Okay, so set the wood in your clamp, get your draw knife, it's a two-handed knife, and you pull it towards you safely. And the reason it's called a shaving horse is because it makes shavings. Lots of them. So this is a piece of maple.
Is that a piece of leather?
Yes. It kind of helps it not move around, scoot around so much. Gives me a little more grip and friction.
What was the main thing used, or a main thing made from this thing right here?
Almost anything. You know, if you wanted to make a chair, like a high back chair, like I've seen several in camp around here, you could do that. And it would just be a longer piece of wood that would go through your clamp and, you know, be basically parallel with a shaving horse, and you would, you know, shave it down to whatever size you wanted. And so it's a great tool, and like I said, it protects your hands because it clamps your wood and holds it still for you. And it can also be pushed. Sometimes I push and not just pull. sort of tell where my bowl's going to be.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't turn into a spoon, it turns into firewood. So it's a win-win, no matter what it turns out to be.